go at National Photography by the time I was 17.
Oh, there you go. But yeah, it's nothing like youth, right? Nothing like being young.
I still feel young. I'm 16.
Yeah, so do I. I don't
16,
feel my age.
Right? Okay,
yeah,
so
I'm still 16, and I'm going to be that way forever.
That's right. So let me see, what have I got here? Oh, you know what? I've got a Flower Leperds song here that fits the mood here. I'm 18 with a bullet, huh? I said I'm 18 with a bullet because it's just I'm 18, right?
Right. Well, whatever. Close enough.
Well,
Alice Cooper.
It reminds me of old school talk. You know, when a guy would say, "Oh, I just got a bullet," that would be like a year in county jail.
That's right. Every year's a bullet. That's right.
That's
oh
right.
boy.
Yep.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's more that Alice Cooper. And we used to do Muscle Love too. I don't know if we ever got to record it, but then we were starting to work on $1 Billion Babies too, because we would always try to do an Alice song. So we were constantly working on them, and some of them are musically fucking difficult, because I didn't know this, but when they were recording it, sometimes even the guys like Michael Bruce and Glenn Buxton, they had hired like Dick Wagner and these other guitar players to do the parts. Like $1 Billion Babies has like 5 guitar players on it, and we're sitting there trying to figure it out with a record player, and it's just, you know, it's very musically it's not the easiest song to play, or to play correctly with just a couple guitars, because they got so much going on that, you know what I mean? And to like transform that into punk rock, because I always dug punk rock cover songs. You know, like
I do
like
too.
I think we did that Mystic album covers. I think we were supposed to do Purple Haze, and Jeff didn't show up. So me being the Rolling Stones guy, I'm like, no, we'll do Jumpin' Jack Flash, and just because Jeff didn't show up that day, so I played all the guitars on that. But yeah. Well, what are you gonna do? He didn't show up. I don't know why he didn't, but that would happen. But I always dug the punk rock covers, the Dickies and Paranoid, and you know there used to be some really good ones that you know I don't know somehow when you'd hear those they would.
Cherokee Nation was another one by Ill Repute.
Yeah, they would ground you back into, you know, that we all came
we came from, sure.
Right. So
the
it was very
original rock
interesting.
that we were born with.
Right. That a lot of us had to shake. You know what I mean? Like you had to shake that stuff because like punk rock was the antithesis of that shit. You dig? Like you know, big bands and Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young and all that. That was like our enemies. So that always blows me away today. These bands, some of them have been together 30, 40 years, and God bless them. I mean, you do what you need to. You follow me? But back then, man, I think the Dead had been together 15 years, and we were like, you dinosaurs, get the fuck off the stage, you fucking hippies. You know, all that, you know.
I'll shave your head for you.
Yeah. All that, you know, Journey. I remember one time we were playing in San Francisco, and me and Mark flew up there, and everyone else drove the van. And on the plane, we met some guy that was like a drummer, or he was the friend of a drummer that like played with Journey or something. And we ended up staying at his house with his studio, and like, and we were so different than him. Like completely. I mean, he had never even been.
But as a musician, you have
but even in life, he had never been touched by punk rock. But that was like back then. That was totally possible. Like it was not like it is today, where like everyone knows what it was. So this guy, we're going up there, and we're kind of ragtag, Flower Leopard looking, and he's like fully in his like elephant bells, and you know, and. We're like, yeah, we're playing the Mabuhay Gardens tomorrow night, and that's just like unheard of to a guy like that, you know. So it was a real eye opener. I think we might have played something for him that we had recorded at Mystic. Like an album wasn't out yet, or it was just out, and the dude, you could just see the look on his face was just like, oh my God, because he was doing Journey, you know, like Don't Stop Believing, and you know we're doing. You know, his Heaven's Closed. It was just fucking the juxtaposition completely.
Right.
But nowadays, I don't think there's a musician that doesn't know about punk rock, or it's real mainstream. Like I think I saw, like I know I did, like on Guitar Center wall, there's like Tim Armstrong's portrait up there. And back in the day, are you fucking kidding? They would have never put one of our fucking portraits up on that wall. I mean,
exactly.
It was on, but I mean, and
we
what,
were
give
hated.
us
We were spit on. We were hated. We were
pushed
down.
And what? Give a model guitar like Fender or Gibson comes out with like the Billy Joe Arm. I mean, no fucking way. Like the only reason we played those guitars is because they were the cheapest ones we could get. It had nothing to do with, those P90 pickups are really good, and with the, the MXR distortion, blah, it was like, fucking, do you have anything that even works? I don't care what it is, I'll play. You know, that's crazy. Yeah. So
and get some good sound out of it.
Yeah, and figure out how to get good sound out of it. But, there'd be like a fucking Ampeg amp missing wheels and, just barely working. Sometimes it's smoking if you turn it up too high. And, if you could just make it through one more set, it's just fucking, compared to today, their pictures are up on the walls everywhere. And, you know what I mean? I guess that's a good thing. It isn't bad. And then what's the latest thing now? These memoirs these dudes are coming out with, like, wow.
People like to hear from us who started in the scene from the very beginning. I mean, come on. We were there as it was forming,
That's
through the
right.
70s
That's right.
and the 80s,
it's true.
And it's hard for us to understand.
I get asked a lot about a lot of that stuff. I get asked a lot about, the Germs and Darby and because of Casey and all that. I get asked a lot about that stuff. And it's true. People want to know. They want to know. And why not? You know, because there's just so much, you know, BS that now, you know, it's just crazy. Because sometimes when people are like talking about the Starwood or something, I'm always like, well, you know, what was it, the size of the Forum? Because everyone couldn't have been there. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
My God.
I know.
But you know, what are you going to do?
They didn't brag about being at the Olympic, right?
Right.
Hey.
But what's beautiful is that people want to do that. They want to be a part of it.
Casey just came back on. Hey, or Scotty.
Scotty.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you are. What, you got cut off?
No, man, I had to go.
Go where?
I had to go return my stolen car.
Oh, what, a rental car?
Nah, stolen. Oh, I shouldn't say that on air, huh?
A stolen car?
Stole it. I stole that motherfucker. Now I'm giving it back to you.
Well, you know, I mean, it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, well, I felt bad.
What's up?
It's the Christmas season. You got to give back, right?
Well, yeah, that's what somebody told me too. Look, Scott, it's the season. Got to do what's right. And you know me, I'm a softie now, so fuck it. What's up? What are you guys doing? What are you guys talking about? What's going on?
Punk rock, and memoirs, and getting spit on, and how different it was, and how I was talking about how at the Guitar Center now I see like punk rock guitar players' portraits up on the fucking wall, and how back in the day that would never have flown, you know, that kind of stuff.
Nah. Right, and how Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath and AC/DC and Styx and REO Speedwagon was the background music while we were getting our ass kicked by fucking stoners and you name it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
No,
and
more
now,
like when we were beating their asses and cutting their hair.
Yeah, or how about like I was saying, like the Grateful Dead was together 15 years then, and we were like fucking, you know, you fucking dinosaur, 15 years, get the fuck off the stage. And now punk rock bands have been together 40 years, 45 years. You know, like, but you know, hey, like I was just saying, you know, like a lot of people. Now everyone knows what it is. Back then, you know, it was like, do you see those motherfuckers with blue hair that just walk by? You know what I mean? Go ahead.
It's kind of cool to see the young kids, you know, with their green hair and they're fucking ripped up, punking it out.
Yes, it is.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yes,
but
it is.
I do got to say, I don't know what you guys think. When I saw that Fear was playing next to the Huntington Beach Pier at a festival, and TSOL, and no cops showed up. To me, that's kind of the end.
Well, what's the linear distance from the Huntington Beach Pier to the Cuckoo's Nest? What, 5 miles, 8 miles, 12 miles? But what's the linear? What's the esoterical distance from the Cuckoo's Nest stage to the I mean, it's light years. You dig? Like it's light years.
Well, yeah, exactly. But also, it was just, I don't know. It was just weird to see that. Like, God damn. Fear.
Well, check it out.
Able to...
The Piggers can't cover the whole beach. That's why they didn't show. They were probably too scared.
Well, I guess 10,000 plus people. Yeah, probably got a little frightened. But you know, they always want a good fight. So who knows?
Yeah.
But that was kind of spooky to me.
Yeah,
I think it's
you know,
beautiful.
I
think it's beautiful. You know.
Well, it's I guess, you know, you could see it both ways. I don't think it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's just kind of was.
Well, it's big business now, right? I mean, punk rock bowling even, right? It's big business.
Yeah, it's just I liked it better when it was dangerous.
Yeah, well, you know what? We're gonna have. I know what you mean, because you know what? I booked the Café de Grand in Hollywood during the golden years, and we were notorious for being the most dangerous nightclub
That's right. They said that. That was like published somewhere, right? It was the most dangerous nightclub in America, right?
Hey,
I have that article.
I DJ'd on Punker Dollar Night.
That's what we were talking about. Yeah.
We were talking
Scott.
about that earlier too, yeah. And I'm responsible for getting all that ripped out and the new stage put in.
Yeah, that was home plate for me and Scotty. That's where we went every night.
Every night, and even when the Jesus people came and fed us and all that.
Oh
shit.
yeah, that's right. Those hot dogs.
And
that's right.
Yeah, remember the dude used to carry a cross and have little wheels.
Yeah, he would drag that cross or the big cross around.
Yeah. But he was cheating. It had wheels, man.
That's right. He had a skateboard. It was hooked to a skateboard. That's right.
Is that what it was?
No, I'm just talking shit. He had it like on a roller skate or something.
Yeah. And we'd always kick the back of it and call him a cheater. Where's our
Yeah, that's right. We drew all kinds of people. And you remember, like, when the Olympics were coming, like the cops were coming down, and what are those dudes, the guardian angels with their little red hats were coming down. Oh my God.
Well, do you remember the parking lot that was right off to the side there by the cafe?
Yeah.
And when the Olympics were coming around, it was me, Speedy, and just two other people. We were sitting there brown bagging a 40, and fucking 8 vice squads just rolled up.
Yeah.
Like 8 different cars and flew out of their cars and kicked the bottles out of our hand and like, the fuck, man. And
they're going to clean up punk rock. You ain't going to have punk rock with the Olympics.
Because the Olympics were coming.
Yeah, so they wanted punk rock out of there, and the Cafe de Grand was like,
ouch. Oh, yeah. Punk rock and
it was
homeless,
our stupid neighbors. Our stupid neighbors at the cafe used to call the cops all the time and get you guys out there busted. That's why we used to try to let everybody in as much as possible. And then the fire department came in and we had too much occupancy going, and we had to, they'd shut us down if we didn't let a few people out, and it really sucked. But, then Doug Moody was bringing people into the studio and locking the doors, because a lot of those kids ran from the parking lot over to Mystic, and Doug always protected them,
Yeah, I was one of those. I remember one time running over there when he opened up the doors.
Sure.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, fuck yeah, man. The cops were not. Hey, listen, I'll tell real quick. Let me tell you this story of what a cop did to a 13-year-old girl. That little itty bitty tiny alley right there on the side, and then the back street.
I remember this. Go ahead.
There was an apartment complex there, a small one.
Yeah, apartment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the cops were coming. They were swinging their clubs, hitting every fucking thing in sight. And I remember there was a girl and a guy back there. I don't know what the fuck they were doing, but she tried to bail. She had a little mini skirt on, a little plaid mini skirt. I'll never forget this as long as I live. And they got him caught in that little itty bitty tiny alley. And when the cops came down there, like I said, were swinging at everything. They knocked her boyfriend clear out, swung and hit her. And she had bleached blonde hair at the time, and just gushing blood. And she was like 13 years old. And that put the exclamation point on, fuck, do I hate the LAPD. I fucking hate them.
Yeah, they were really...
That's terrible.
They were doing the numbers on us back there, I remember.
Yeah. Especially at the cafe.
I'm so sad that, that happened, because I was always inside, and everybody got along inside. We had a couple little scraps, but, basically we got along real good inside, and I feel real bad for those kids. And I've been in the middle of that, too, at Griffith Park. Before the cafe in the 70s, we used to go to the Love-Ins, and Greenpeace would set up, and I helped Greenpeace set up and make sandwiches and stuff, and we got the music going. And if we weren't closed down by 5 o'clock, the LAPD would come in and start bashing everybody with clubs and handcuffing us.
Yeah, well, it really wakes you up when a cop's swinging a billy club at you. It wakes you up because what are you going to run to a cop? I mean, what are you going to do? You dig? Like they're going to
we couldn't even be 1 minute late, or they'd start bashing people. They'd roll up with their paddy wagons.
Yeah.
Come on, we're playing music.
Well, it's fun. Go ahead.
if you remember correctly, I believe it was, Chief Daryl Gates. Chief Daryl Gates had it out for punk rock from the beginning.
He did.
I mean, from the Olympic.
Yeah.
Well, they blamed the LA street scene on the punkers. Don't you remember? Like that, like everything of punk rock. You could blame punk rock for all those disruptive things, whether we disrupted it or not, or we're reacting to them disrupting it. You dig? Like,
right.
They just say, I remember on the news after the street scene when they rode their horses through there, I think we were fighting cholos down there.
I
think that it was gangbangers we were fighting from Diamond Street. And, I mean, God bless Diamond Street. I don't mean no disrespect. That's what I remember. And part of the reason I remember that is later when I was in the joint, there was a guy from Diamond Street, Smiley, and he was like, yeah, we went down there, and all you punkers were down. We were on the yard talking about it. I was like, you were there at the street scene? You were one of them guys? And he was like, yeah. But later on the news, they were like, the punk rockers came down to the street scene, and, well, you got to admit, we were a little rowdy.
Yeah, we were.
I mean, I don't know if I would have invited us over to, I wouldn't invite a bunch of them over to my house now. Me as a kid, I wouldn't be like, hey, Shane, come on over, hang out, bring Scott. You guys come on over, bring your instrument. I don't know.
And meet Grandma.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right?
I don't know.
No, that isn't true, because sometimes we went over there and met Grandma, and she loved us.
No, many times. It was usually they asked for it, so that's when we'd go. Like, they would start giving us shit, so we'd be like, okay, we can fight like that, too.
Yeah, and you don't want none of that. But that's one of the reasons why I left LA in '84 was because of what the cops were doing to everybody by the cafe.
That's right, I knew that.
I stayed and I fought. I stayed and I fought them, and we had two. They set us up. We had 2 violations for selling to minors, and one of them, this girl took a drink off of. Don Bowles was there running sound, and she took a sip off of his drink, and the cops were under cover. And as soon as she took a little tiny sip, bam, they all threw down on us and put everybody on the floor. Not me. I put my hands on the bar. It ain't going to make me get on the fucking floor. But anyway, they had people lined up on the sidewalk everywhere, and we got a violation then, and Top Jimmy was tending bar. He got a violation. And we couldn't sell alcohol for 2 weeks, but they hated us so bad we could not have fun. The whole thing was no more fun,
Well,
that was their motto.
That's why I
if
left.
people are having too much fun, it's got to go.
Yeah,
but Scotty, you left, and San Francisco had a great music scene then, because I used to go up there.
Yeah, I left at a perfect time because the city was jumping at that time, and L.A. was just like everybody was beating each other up, and the cops were beating us up. You're right, Candace. It was a lot of no fun, and I was into punk rock, man. I just wanted to have fun, get drunk and have fun, and it just wasn't going that way in L.A. at that time. I bailed.
I know.
Yeah.
I've been chased by cops down the road a couple times, but I always knew all the alleys and friends, and I could always sidestep them. Nowadays, you run from the fuckers and they kill you.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you couldn't do none of the shit. I mean, don't get me wrong. I had my run-ins with the cops up in San Francisco too. They weren't exactly the nicest fellas in the world either.
No, but
yeah, I've had run-ins with them in every neighborhood I've ever lived in, including the one I'm in now.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
I had a helicopter land in my pasture, and 200 agents got out and surrounded my house.
No, really? Why?
Oh, they wanted my boyfriend.
What was he, like on the FBI top 10 most wanted list?
Pretty close.
Pretty close.
They in the joint they call him Booger Red. You might have heard of him.
And what he violated his I mean, can